It's Red Eye Radio. Gary McNamara and Eric Harley talk about everything from politics to social issues and news of the day. Whether you're up late or you're just starting your day, welcome to the show. From the Uniden America Studios, this is Red Eye Radio.
All across America and around the planet, we are Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Good morning.
Hello.
This has got to be the dumbest take. One of the dumbest. I don't want to say the dumbest because
the day's not over yet.
Yeah, someone will beat it very quickly. But this is one of the dumbest things I've seen written analyzing the election.
Mm-hmm.
And it's partly true, but the way this person is so disappointed on it makes it just dumb. And of course, so if it's really dumb, it's got to be Geraldo Rivera.
When it's dumb, it has to be Geraldo.
This is so dumb that...
How dumb is it? Oh,
sorry. Somebody took a screenshot of it.
Yeah,
and
make sure it doesn't disappear.
It was a screenshot, and I had to go because I said this can't be true. Right. So I had to go.
True story.
And you were watching me as I said, I don't see this on here. I don't see it on here. I'm going through, his threads. I don't see it on here, so maybe it is fake. It is just so painfully dumb. And then I found it and went, oh, my God, he kept it. Here it is, Geraldo Rivera. This morning, I feel like a man with a bad hangover, even though I didn't drink that much last night. It is a feeling that I share with tens of millions of voters that favored Kamala Harris. When I endorsed her 2 weeks ago, I knew she was a deep underdog. But I also thought that she represented an optimistic, more fair vision of the future, unlike Donald Trump. And this is the dumbest thing ever here, right here. Here we go. Mm-hmm. What is painfully apparent is that voters vote their self-interest, the economy, immigration, crime, not for soaring rhetoric, historic firsts, or celebrity endorsements. That's painful? You're saying it's painful? You talk about elitism.
Yeah.
By the way, every time I'm just thinking of Geraldo Rivera, I'm thinking of the picture of him coming out of the shower. That's very uncomfortable.
I go out of my way not to think about that, but thank you for bringing that in.
I don't know. It's every time I just say, it's like, ugh. What is painfully apparent, this pains him, is that voters vote their self-interest, the economy, immigration, crime, not and that might be, okay, you see that and you say, okay, you're laying out where the Republicans stand and what people voted for. All right, what's the painful part of it that you view as a greater or higher morality than people voting their self-interest for the economy, immigration, and crime, which is how they're doing, financially speaking, how the government is inhibiting them from financial greater earnings in their life, immigration, illegal immigration, because that's what it is, illegal immigration, and crime, being safe. Like, okay, those are some pretty strong issues and sides of issues these people have, Geraldo.
Yeah.
What is your higher morality that defeats that argument? Well, he's upset that people don't vote for soaring rhetoric, historic firsts, or celebrity endorsements. How out of touch is he? What type of of a delusional bubble is he in?
Well, and it's, again, the left, they don't see it. They can't process that.
My God.
He can't believe that people vote in their self-interest. I remember having a discussion years ago with a liberal, and she's a friend, and it was online. It was on social media, on Twitter at the time. I vote, and I posted. She said, well, what about this and this? And I responded. I said, well, I vote in my self-interest. Well, thank you for admitting that. Everyone votes in their self-interest. You vote for what you believe. That's your self-interest. That's how that works. But they don't get that. Because you look at Geraldo, I can't believe people don't vote for imagery and how Hollywood tells them to vote. What has happened to America?
That's why I thought that was fake. That's why I had to go.
Because it really seems like a parody.
I had to go and double check on this is a parody. This is something that Babylon Bee would do. This cannot be real. And
it seems like a parody.
So there I went. I went to his.
It's a true story.
His page.
Yep.
And you were there when I was going through it.
It's like
I can't find it. I can't find.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute, Eric. There it is. He really wrote this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And the fact of the matter is, and unless we've got the inflection wrong, and he was being sarcastic, which I don't think he was, this is exactly how many on the left think. They don't see, they don't understand. But, and look, he's not young. What is he, 104?
Well, no, he's got to be younger than that. He, coming out of the shower, showed his, his top was off.
I didn't look. So I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, we men over, 40 don't do that anymore.
I don't take my top off to take a shower. I don't. Seriously, when I tell you it's wrong, you need to believe me on that. It's wrong for me to do that, so I leave it on. I do the right thing and leave my top on.
All right, I need to get that imagery out of my head.
And jeans, too.
Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
But
Get out of my head.
The thing is that their mindset it's been so ingrained. How do you not adore the celebrity?
I
Well,
know.
if you listen to how many of them, you just go back to some of Geraldo's work. I'll say some of Geraldo's work and the way that he presented it. It really had that grandiose, they would just, many people who got into his line of work over the years really thought they were the star. They got to create that drama in their presentation. There's enough drama in life. You don't have to do that. That you've got to be like Hollywood. But the left thinks that way, that Obama's cool. That's why he's president, because, I had someone tell me that. Who's sitting at my kitchen table, literally. I care what everyone else in the world thinks of our president. I said, why? I care what our enemies think of our president. I care what our allies think in terms of if we have to go to war or if we're, again, just keeping the peace. I care what our allies think in terms of their trust, in terms of someone's imagery. It's not about being cool. This person actually, and I have a great relationship with them still today, voted for Obama because of that imagery.
I just recognize this in his post here. Is there a little bit of narcissism when he said what is painfully apparent is that voters vote their self-interest, the economy, immigration, and crime, not for soaring rhetoric, historic first, or celebrity endorsements? Is he angry that he endorsed her 2 weeks before and people did not follow the Geraldo endorsement, the Geraldo celebrity endorsement?
That's what it sounded like to me.
So it's a little bit of narcissism in there.
I can't
believe I'm Geraldo and I am right.
Yeah.
Except when it comes to finding buried treasure or ill-gotten booty.
Yeah. You're still talking about treasure, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We all remember that show.
Because that is the 4 a.m. hour.
Yes.
It's the final hour. It could go south quickly. But It could end with slow dancing in the Oval Office. The problem is that they fully subscribe to that. I'll leave an asterisk out there that I don't know he was going out of his way to make a point, but I don't think he was. If you're asking me to place $1 on the bet, nope, he actually meant it the way he wrote it, and he's not being sarcastic here. And because that's exactly the way it is on the left. They put everything into the endorsement. What they don't know is Taylor Swift isn't even a real person. She doesn't exist. No one's ever been in the same room with her, even if you've been to a concert. Prove that's her on stage. You can't.
Well, she's going to be at the Bills game this weekend in Buffalo.
No, she's not.
She's doing a concert in Toronto.
They want you to believe that.
Did you see that Mahomes and...
Sound like Jesse Ventura. That's what they want you to believe. You tell me if she's going to be there.
Were you there yourself? Did you see her? Wasn't that a strange, not a strange, but it's like, okay, is this organized crime? I haven't seen an update on the story yet. Mahomes and Kelsey, during the game last week, their homes were robbed.
Both of them were
robbed.
Wow. That's an organized thing. That's a group of people that I don't. And why would you target such high profile people? I mean, that's going to be a case that the media's interest. Those cases are going to be media interest full on until they're solved, right?
Yeah, more money. Because I was telling you, you go into my home and rob my house.
But there are rich people, unfamous rich people, non-famous rich people that you can target. I mean,
but they have money, and you know when they're going to be gone. Game time.
They know when they're not home.
Yeah.
But I would assume also there's security. So.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. No security and none of the relatives.
Right.
Because I would pay attention to that kind of stuff if I was that, because I'm assuming they're going after jewelry and money, right? Yeah. That's what they really go after.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I say. Can easily grab and carry out.
You go into my house unless you take my house,
right?
Or, lift my pool out and take that.
Mm-hmm.
You want my I don't even know what it's probably worth now. It's 5 years old. What's a LCD TV worth? $150?
Yeah. Or half that on Black Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to carry that big thing out. Otherwise, it's like, you want my plates and utensils? Or got to carry my sofa out? I don't have any jewelry. I don't give any money. There's nothing there.
Right.
They're going after the jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
And probably in cash. But who keeps cash in their house these days?
Well, I know why you would target like a big home, a rich home. You assume there's a ton of jewelry in there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe cash. I've found that the richer people are, the less cash they keep. I could be wrong when it comes to football players. I don't know. When it comes to celebrities, maybe they do. But I would just think, if that's organized, it's by the same. If it's by the same people and a group of people doing that, you have to know the media's interest has peaked and will stay at that peak until all this is resolved, which means you're going to be found. I don't know.
And part of fencing the stuff would be, and I didn't see what they took. I didn't. Yeah,
I didn't either. I didn't either.
But it's just the thought went in my mind. And plus, if you're fencing something, do you expect to get more because it's John Voight's car, not John Voight's car, because it's Mahomes' wife's necklace or something. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
That just is bizarre.
I don't know. I guess. I mean, there's always a market, I guess, for whatever.
And for Kelsey, I mean, maybe Taylor left a guitar there.
Could be.
At the place.
Right. I mean, she's not playing it, so why not? So, it just seems, well, actually, it It seems like a good idea to me, breaking into someone's home to steal something. But that especially, the spotlight's going to be on it, on both of those cases until it's solved. So,
Wow. 866-90 Red Eye.
This morning's USDA Farm Report is brought to you by House Products. Tested, trusted, guaranteed since 1920.
Wildfires in November in the U.S.? Yes, according to USDA meteorologist Brad Rippey. Traditional wildfire activity in Southern California has occurred in recent days.
We saw a pretty significant 2-day Santa Ana wind event. The mountain fire, before it was partially contained, burned more than 20,000 acres of brush. And unfortunately, that burned into some populated areas there.
Perhaps surprisingly is wildfire activity in the Northeast. However,
you can't say that we didn't have some ample warning for this, because if you look at the statistics, going back to around the time that Hurricane Helene affected the Southeast, we have seen completely dry weather for the most part across the northeastern and mid-Atlantic states.
with wildfire activity reported in places like New Jersey and New York State, and ongoing dry weather expected to continue in much of the Northeast through this week. I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
this report brought to you by Cenex Fuels and Lubes.
Get in touch with Red Eye Radio, toll free at 866-90 Red Eye.
It's Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. There it is, still fuming from Harris endorsement drama. Washington Post gives readers advice on how to flee the United States.
Like they need that.
This living here, journalists of the Washington Post might be hopelessly out of touch with normal Americans, but they certainly understand what their readers.
Yeah.
This is from the Free Beacon.
Uh-huh.
Mentally ill liberals with college degrees want to know. On Thursday, the Post published a guide for Americans thinking about leaving the United States after Trump's victory, offering tips on obtaining a visa to live in Canada, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. Well, we might as well send the garbage out of the country.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have said, quote, garbage, end of quote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I want to make it clear, I'm only using it because they used it.
Right. By the way, don't liberals already know how to travel abroad? I mean, they talk about, all the time. Don't they know how to leave?
Yeah. I meant they used it, it as from the comedian.
Right. No, I don't. But I mean, in terms of the Washington Post giving them, here are tips on how to leave.
Yeah, they don't know how to leave?
I think they do.
Wow. I get out of here.
Well, I mean, you do what George Clooney did, Johnny Depp. Just you get up and you go.
The Post examined the political outlook and healthcare systems in those 5 countries, but not the economic outlook.
Right.
Which is just as well because none of those countries compare favorably to the United States. And I think they did mention the bigotry of not talking about African countries.
Oh,
they put it in
yeah,
there.
right, yeah. Well, again, where are you going to go? Inevitably, they say Canada or Europe, right? When they have the threat, I'm leaving. I'm going to go live in Europe. Okay,
That's fine.
let us know how that works.
That's cool.
If you want to do that, you're free to do that.
Yeah.
If the two idiots overnight can understand it, so can you. Red Radio.
It's Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Download our Red Eye Radio app today, and you can listen when you choose. Here it is. Full list of celebrities quitting X after Elon Musk helps Trump win from Newsweek. Are you ready?
Okay.
Here we go. Jamie Lee Curtis is leaving.
Okay.
She's left. Don Lemon has left.
Okay.
Let me see.
Get to the celebrities part.
Bette Midler has left.
Oh, all right.
The Guardian UK has left. The Berlin Film Festival has left. That's what they have in the Newsweek article.
Okay.
I do have, though, interesting article here. Blue Sky has added 1 million users since the U.S. election as people seek alternatives to X. Blue Sky said its total users surged to 15 million now, up roughly from 13 million at the end of October.
Okay.
This is one put together by Jack Dorsey.
Mm-hmm.
They gained 1 million new users in the week since the U.S. election. Blue Sky said Wednesday that its total users surged to 15 million, up from roughly 13 million at the end of October.
Mm-hmm.
They were private invitation only until February. The post-election uptick in users isn't the first time they benefited from people leaving X. Blue Sky gained 2.6 million users in the week after X was banned in Brazil in August. 85% of them from Brazil.
Yeah.
About 500,000 new users signed up in the span of one day last month when X signaled that blocked accounts would be able to see a user's public posts. Despite Blue Sky's growth, X posted last week that it had dominated the global conversation on the U.S. election and had set new records. The platform saw a 15.5 jump in new user signups on Election Day. X said with the record 942 million posts worldwide. Representatives for Blue Sky and X did not respond to requests for comment. Well, here's the thing, and we've talked about this before, that the media is panicking right now. Whether you saw John Kerry, whether you saw Hillary Clinton, whether it was it was either the head of NPR or PBS, I can't remember here, in the last little bit that came out and said that the focusing on the truth is hurting to build consensus. And then John Kerry talking about that free speech, the same thing, is harming building a consensus.
Right.
It's like, we don't care. But when you look at it overall, when you look at the umbrella, you had, Joe Rogan came out yesterday and was talking about the fact that Harris didn't want to talk about, there were certain topics she didn't want to talk about on it if she was going to be on with him. One of them was marijuana legalization.
Mm-hmm.
We know that she did everything. Democrats are now calling her the no comment presidential candidate and wondering whether it was a mistake to not talk about the issues and, not be clear on the issues when all of a sudden you try to co-opt Donald Trump when people really didn't buy into it. Then you wouldn't explain it, and then you were all over the place. That it was clear that the Democrats did not want to send a message.
Right.
They did not want to tell you what they actually thought about.
Right.
The reason that people go to X is because they want to see the debate and they want to be part of the debate. One of the reasons that Truth Social never did as well as X is because most of the people that went on there were Trump supporters.
Mm-hmm.
So you can cheerlead for a while, but cheerleading consistently 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is not as much fun as watching the actual debates going on.
Right.
And the trolling going on.
Right.
There's an entertainment value to it. If everybody is sis, boom, rah, 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 we're all in this together, well, you can do that for a couple of days and then there's no reason to go anymore. And that's the same, with Blue Sky. I saw some liberal friends of mine, well, I need to get on Blue Sky now. Well, fine. You all want to get on and cheer what?
Bring a coloring book.
Right. Yeah, they're providing coloring books. It's the debate. But when you look at it, Republicans want the debate. Democrats want to censor even themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, we don't want to tell you what we really think. We don't want to know what you think. We're not going to tell you what we think. We want to run on, to paraphrase Geraldo Rivera, on over-the-top rhetoric and celebrity endorsements.
Well, I mean, that's it. I mean, come on. We're the elite. Why aren't you following us anymore?
And if you haven't figured out one thing this election showed you without question, Republicans want to know and wish to promote what the other side believes.
Yeah.
They don't want to keep it quiet.
Kamala Harris was the star of the Trump campaign.
Yeah.
You look at the ads. It was relentless.
You know, I love it, though, that when Newsweek, the billionaire has faced a mass exodus, and, and then they have a full list of celebrities quitting X. 3.
Here's the full list. Right. That'll teach them.
And Joy Reid did last night.
Yeah.
That was from MSNBC.
Celebrities and Joy Reid.
Right. Well, because they don't wish to have a debate. They don't want to have the debate. Republicans want to have the debate. Republicans, not only do Republicans on X want to know and promote what the other side believes, we just had the first, I believe, modern-day presidential election where the ads for Donald Trump, for one candidate, that probably 95% of the ads were using the opposition candidate in her own words over and over and over again. You hardly saw the person who was running.
In fact,
talking in those ads.
I'm waiting for someone to come up and say, listen, Trump received a gift in kind from Kamala Harris because of all the stupid things she said. Try and put a dollar amount on that. It's priceless. But this is again the left. We can't believe that you won't follow us and do what we say.
Yeah. Yep.
We can't believe that the truth is going to get in the way of our agenda, that the First Amendment blocks our agenda, John Kerry. You guys think people are stupid. The left, you guys think people are stupid. We don't. It's about the level of participation from any given person, their will, their political will, their desire to find out the truth. The truth works for you every time. You may not like what the truth is, but it works in your favor if you know it.
So you're going to people sign up for Blue Sky, but if it becomes a liberal kumbaya love fest, liberals won't even go there. Mm-hmm. It's not interesting. It's not fun.
Right.
X is interesting. It's fun. It can be maddening at times, but that's the whole point. Right. You go there and your mind gets full of ideas, a bunch of ideas. You got to figure out at times, well, is this, as we had to do earlier when we saw the post using the screenshot of Geraldo Rivera, and we said, he can't really mean this. This has to be somebody, all right, this is fake news.
Right.
And so we had to go and search Geraldo's page, and it was like, oh, my God, he did say that it was painfully, it was painful for him to know that people actually care about their self-interest of the economy, immigration, and crime over heated rhetoric and celebrity endorsements.
Right.
Well, that's hilarious. But when we first saw it, we said, is this misinformation? Is this false? Is this real? So we had to go check it out. But doing it, Eric will tell you how much fun I had checking it out during a commercial break. Is this true?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Right.
There it is.
There it is.
My God, he actually wrote that. What an idiot.
And
now
it's
that's
still there.
It's still there. He didn't erase it. He didn't delete it. Now that's entertainment.
Right. It's the most entertaining Geraldo's been in a long time.
And so that, all of it just shows where we are right now as a nation. One side does not want to tell people the truth. They don't. They want to censor the other side. They want to censor themselves.
Yeah.
And the other side is, we proudly want to tell you what we believe, and we want to proudly show you what they believe.
Exactly.
Why is that? Democrats, why is that?
Why?
Because it's across the board. It really is. It's across the board. You see it. It's why not just the social media, social media companies themselves, but the people that participate in them.
Yeah.
Conservatives and Republicans want to let you know what they think, and they absolutely want to know what you think. They don't want to censor you.
Right.
Democrats and liberals wish to censor themselves. They don't want to tell you what they actually believe because they don't believe they can sell it, which makes you wonder then, why do they claim that they believe those things if they don't wish to debate them?
Right.
We do live in mind-boggling times.
You need to believe it because we say it.
Yeah.
You can't fact check. You can't because anything you say, even if you question it, will label that as disinformation.
And then you've got what used to be mainstream Democrats talking about the fact of their wish to punish people both civilly and criminally for misinformation.
Right.
And one of them was Hillary, that was involved in one of the biggest misinformation political scandals in all of American history.
Right. That would be, if by her own standards, consecutive lifetime sentences. Multiple. I mean,
with a portrait of Trump on the wall.
Right. Exactly.
You have a choice.
Yeah.
Humane execution or in a cell with a huge Trump photo.
Yeah.
And one of Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What a day it was yesterday.
Well, just when you think the reaction is going to, kind of die down a little bit, it just gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
There's just more of it. I mean, think about this, Gary. Jamie Lee Curtis. No longer on X.
Come on, Halloween.
I mean, yes, it's true that I'm just learning she was actually on X.
I've never seen a Bette Midler post, have you?
Not once.
I've never seen one.
I'm not looking for it. She's not the wind beneath either of my wings.
And Joy Reid might be forced back if their numbers keep dropping.
Exactly.
No, there's bigger audience on X than there is on MSNBC.
Exactly. And that may be the case. But that's the madness. They just can't believe. How dare you ignore us?
Well, we don't want to ignore you. We want to debate you, and you don't
Right.
want to do that.
Right. We're not going to vote the way you want us to vote.
Yeah.
We just think you're comical.
And you post, and you get upset if we disagree with you.
Right. You can't have a discussion. They don't want to have one.
866-90 Red Eye.
We'll be right back with more Red Eye Radio with Eric Harley and Gary McNamara.
It's Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. This just in. Incoming President Trump has just nominated Bernie Sanders for Treasury Secretary.
Yeah. That's good. I want to
We're
know
kidding.
where every dollar goes. Yeah.
First thing he comes in and does, shuts down the deodorant industry.
Right, exactly.
If people don't remember, he said one of the problems of capitalism is there's too many brands of deodorant.
Yeah.
That we're wasting valuable work time.
Right, yeah.
By having, all we need is 1 or 2 brands of deodorant.
Right. He'll impose a duplicity tax.
Oh my God. All right, now I got to think over the next 24 hours. What does that actually mean? How would you implement a duplicity tax?
Exactly.
There's too many of this product. You get
Right.
taxed on it.
They all get it because we want equity.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.